$1,400 fourth stimulus check specifically focused on SSDI, otherwise known as Social Security Disability. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now this continues to be a very common question showing up down in the comment section from those of you right here in the community who receive SSDI, Social Security Disability. Many of you are reaching out wondering, are we going to be getting a $1,400 fourth check? When is it coming? Has it been approved? Is it going to be deposited? And what is actually going on with it? So in this video, I want to specifically focus on a $1,400 fourth check for SSDI. So let's get into it and discuss all the details and where we currently stand. Let's get into this. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so, and so I can keep you updated each and every day as your one and only daily advocate. I'm here for you every single day, right by your side, as that's my dedication and my commitment to you and this community to continue doing all this research and breaking it down into these short videos so you can stay updated with what is actually going on and how it's going to impact you, your money, your lifestyle, your bank account, your wallet, and anything else that continues to pop up right now, including all of these announcements that are coming out of the administration, lawmakers, as well as new bills, piece of legislation, reform to very important programs like Social Security, as well as anything else coming up, including money, benefits, programs, checks, and anything else like stimulus checks and or monthly checks. There's a lot going on right now, and things are changing very, very rapidly. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and I'll continue to be here for you right by your side every single day, as that's my commitment, and I'm sticking to it. All right, thanks again. Let's jump into it and discuss what is going on with a $1,400 fourth check, specifically focused on SSDI and or any other fixed income beneficiaries. Is there a check? Has something been approved, or where do we currently stand, and what is the likelihood of something actually being approved for all of these millions upon millions of people? So let's get right into this. Now, in this video, I'm specifically talking about SSDI, simply because I've seen a lot of you down in the comment section reaching out, asking questions specifically on SSDI. So I wanted to make this dedicated video for you, just so that you all know that I'm specifically talking about SSDI. Now, I do talk about this in other videos, where I also talk about fixed income beneficiaries, including, Social Security retirement and SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB. But again, I wanted to make this one dedicated to SSDI. All right, so let's talk about this really quickly here. And I want to throw this out there from the very start so we're all on the same page right from the very beginning. As of right now, a $1,400 fourth check has not been approved for anybody, not just SSDI, not Social Security, nobody. As of right now, nobody is getting a fourth check as of right now. However, to be totally fair, there are a number of different states out there right now that are sending out ongoing checks, either these guaranteed basic income programs all across the country, across a variety of different states right now, sending out ongoing monthly checks for millions of people. And there are a variety of states out there, about 15 or more states out there right now, that yes, are sending out a one-time check in the form of a stimulus check, a tax rebate, a tax credit, or some kind of inflationary relief check, whatever they happen to be calling it. It's different in each individual state, but typically the payments range anywhere between about $300, maybe $200, all the way up to maybe $500, $600, $700 in some cases. So that is happening across the states. However, I am talking about a federally administered stimulus check. Now, this one would be coming from the federal government, just like what we saw in early 2020, late 2020, and early 2021. So that's what I'm talking about here in this video. All right, so now that we're all on the same page here and understand that as of right now, a fourth stimulus check has not been approved for anybody, I want to throw a couple other things out there right now, because we need to take all this into consideration, because realistically, there's a lot that's happening right now, and any one indication could actually come forward and indicate that, hey, maybe another check will actually be approved. So a lot of this is going to come down to what's going on with this impending recession that we're dealing with right now, right? So this is something that's going to play a key factor role into this. Now, I've mentioned this before in previous videos. I don't want to go down into all the details on this, but I want to throw this out there. All the recessions that we've been through over the last 21 years have all produced stimulus checks. 2001, a $300 check. 2008, 2009, a $600 check. The recession in 2020, a $1,200 check. So all three of the recessions that we've gone through over the last not including this recession right here, right now, but the last recessions since early 2000, so 2001, the last 21 years, they've all produced stimulus checks. So what are we dealing with right now, right? Is all of this kind of coming in line here and kind of painting a pretty clear picture? However, I also want to throw a couple things out there. One thing we need to take into consideration is this inflation. Now, again, do lawmakers care about the inflation? They pretend to care, but do they really care? We'll have to see about that. But this is something we'll need to take into consideration because a lot of the lawmakers are looking at this inflation and saying, oh, we got to bring the inflation down. We're concerned about the inflation. But are they really concerned about it? Again, we have to continue watching the inflation and see what's happening with it. Is it going to continue rising? Is it finally going to start going down a little more? Is it plateauing? What is going on with this? So this is a key factor that we'll need to take into consideration as well, and what lawmakers will be looking at as well. We also need to look at the health of the economy. What's going on with the job market? This is going to be a very key factor as well, almost equally as important as the inflation. But realistically, here's what it comes down to. If the job market falls off a cliff and millions of people become unemployed, guess what? They're not going to care about inflation. They're going to do whatever they possibly can to get more money out to the people. And yes, I know, the fact of the matter is, a lot of people who are fixed income or, like I said, Social Security disability, SSDI beneficiaries in particular, a lot of people out there are having a hard time right now and money is very tight. So in the event that the job market actually does fall off a cliff, I get it. A lot of people that are fixed income are struggling, but they look at all the factors when it comes down to the job market. This is one of the most important factors when they determine what's going to go on as far as stimulus. If jobs really fall off a cliff and we start losing millions upon millions of jobs and the unemployment rate continues to rise, well, then we could be in a very different situation. Again, at that point, they probably won't really care all that much about inflation, probably not a whole lot more than they already do. I mean, they're not going to care about it any more than they do right now because they already don't really care about it, right? But anyway, if that's the case going forward, then again, if there's a higher likelihood of more money being distributed. Again, I'm not saying that for sure something will be distributed. I'm simply just saying this is the case that we're dealing with right now and all these different factors we need to take into consideration. So a couple of things that we need to watch also going forward is what's going on with the overall economy. Is the economy going down? Are all the economic numbers following? What's going on with the markets? What's going on with the stock market? What's going on with the real estate market? What's going on with just Americans as a whole? Now, I get it. We've all looked at all these reports here over the last year and a half now. We've been following all these different reports suggesting Americans are having a pretty tough time right now. And again, has that really impacted Congress or the administration to do anything? Well, unfortunately, not really, right? So when it comes down to it, there's going to be a lot of different factors that we need to take into consideration. One other thing I want to throw out there as well, COVID. COVID is spreading pretty rapidly right now as well. And we got this new variant. Yeah, again, another new variant, right? So we have all these different variants that have been going around. And yet again, they say, oh, this new variant is the most transmissible one of all. So, I mean, seriously, another one that's most transmissible? At some point, they're not going to be as transmissible as the previous one, right? But anyway, that's what they're saying right now. So remember, any of these key factors right here could take down the economy, could take down the job market, could take down the markets as a whole. And as a result of that, what do they want to do? Well, they want to pump things back up. How do they do that? They print a bunch of money, and of course, they actually pump it out and give it to the people. They plow it out into the economy, right? So that's how they actually bring this economy back up. Again, with that being said, we'll need to watch what the Federal Reserve is doing. Are they going to continue raising interest rates? Are they going to pause? Or are they going to straight up flip and actually start cutting interest rates and printing more money? If that's the case, then that's what we need to pay attention to because that's what we need them to do in order to get more money out to the people. Not necessarily that they need to print a ton of money, but, that's just typically where they get their money from because otherwise they're broke. They don't have anything, right? So when it comes down to it, the likelihood of another check, again, anything is possible at this point. Here's the thing. If it comes down to it, and I've said this for a very long time now, and I want to make this very clear. I've been in this camp for a very long time, which is in the event of another check, I would not be surprised one bit to see a highly focused check that is specifically focused on fixed income beneficiaries, including Social Security, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB. I would not be shocked one bit to see a highly focused check just for these groups, just because maybe the reports will finally recognize that Congress needs to do something about this because these are the individuals that need that extra money right now during this really tough time because a fixed income is really tough to live on these days, right? Somebody that's going out reporting to a job and things like this, yes, they could go to their boss and say, hey, listen up, you got to pay me more or I'm out of here. Or they could just straight up just pick everything up and just go to a different job, right? Go somewhere else that pays more. That's the options that people that are going out there working the 9-to-5 grind are actually doing. However, fixed income beneficiaries, you can't call up Social Security and say, hey, I need more money right now. You want to give me a raise? You can try, but it's not going to work. They're probably going to laugh at us, right? So it's not going to work for Social Security. It's not going to work for SSDI. It's not going to work for SSI. You simply cannot call them and request a raise. They don't do that. It just doesn't work that way. So with an employee, they can do that. They can simply say, either you give me a raise or I'm out of here, right? But all these reports continue to show that the fixed income and the low income are really the ones that continue to struggle. I mean, I don't know how many of these reports we need to see. I don't know how many times we need to continue talking about this, but report after report, they all continue to show the exact same thing. The low income and the people that are lower down on kind of the income scale are really having a hard time. I mean, what else is there to say about it? I mean, we've covered every aspect of this thing, and that's what the reports continue to say. But anyway, for those of you that have been asking down in the comments section, I hope this gives you a little bit more clarity on what's going on here and what we need to watch going forward when it comes down to a highly focused check specifically for SSDI and or any of the other fixed income beneficiaries that I've mentioned throughout this video, like retirement, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, and virtually just all low income. That's what it comes down to. So I know probably not the answer you wanted to hear, but at the end of the day, please remember, I'm here to bring you the information. I am not the decision maker. If I was the decision maker, things would be a little bit different right now, right? We wouldn't need to have these conversations because I'd be looking out for the low income, which, by the way, that's exactly what we're doing here on the channel is we're helping you out in any way that we can. So make sure to go back and check out some of those other videos. If you come across some of those, you can see exactly how we're helping you out. So some pretty cool stuff going on right here. Unlike Congress, we're actually trying to do something and to help you right now. So anyway, if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe down below. It's totally free to do so. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other thousands of videos right here on the channel. Until next time, have a good one. Thanks so much for watching this. I hope this gives you a little bit more clarity on what's going on and what we need to watch going forward, and any kinds of announcements or shifts in the economy and or kind of economic data that's coming out to actually give us a better idea of what's going on and the likelihood of another check. So kind of hope this helps you out. Anyway, thanks so much. I really do appreciate it. Keep those comments coming in down below. Anytime that I see the same questions coming in time and time again, I like to make a dedicated video just so that we can cover it and answer all those questions for those of you that have been asking. So hope this one helps you. Again, subscribe down below, share the video, and go back and check out those other videos here on the channel. Until next time, have a good one, and I'll catch you again later.